All right, so here are some of my post-match thoughts, analysis, breakdown, whatever you want to call it, after the nil-nil draw between the USA and Mexico. I think both teams really squandered a lot of chances. I feel like more so Mexico, just some of the actions from them in the final third after some gifts from the U.S. was terrible. And of course, the two big misses from Pulisic and Pfalk standed out also for the USA. But I think the main issue I feel like a lot of times is just the lineup. We're never going to be able to play out the back with a back line of Anthony Robinson, Walker Zimmerman, Miles Robinson, DeAndre Yedlin, and I think that's why they played fairly direct because they don't have that ability to link up play. Anthony Robinson is not very good at the ball with the ball at his feet. Very good north and south player. Hey, when he uses his pace, he can run at some players and make some things happen, but the final product is never really there. His passing and the build-up is never amazing. Not much vision from him. I feel like that's part of why Pulisic struggles at times, as you see a lot of times it's Anthony Robinson overlapping, taking some of the space from Pulisic. I just feel like as long as we have, a left back who lacks that technical ability, we won't see, good link up play on the left side really from Pulisic and Robinson. That's just me. I would prefer to see a Joe Scally or eventually Jonathan Gomez. I think Gomez is probably a year or two away. Maybe he can develop a bit quicker for Real Sociedad B, but we'll see. It's a lot of long balls, which is fine if that's how we're gonna play. Then play that way. But we clearly have some players who can play out the back who are left out, like John Brooks. Scally is decent with the ball at his feet as well, and that's something to keep in mind. And of course, the midfield we had Kellen Acosta as an 8, Adams as a 6, Musa as another 8, and yeah, we didn't really see much happen. Not amazing amount of creativity from the midfield, which is generally the issue you see with Greg Berhalter and his tactics. I think Adams did fine. I mean, really, defensively, everyone just, again, the back line was fine. The big mistakes at times were from Musa. I think he was a bit careless in possession a couple times. Adams as well, and Acosta. I just feel like this is not a good midfield to play if we want to, go at it, be able to create quite more chances. I think we should have been just Luca de la Torre and Yunus Musa possibly, but I think we had Acosta in there for we need points. I feel like Luca is not considered as good defensively, but Acosta obviously has experience. He's played quite a few big matches against Mexico. He played in the last match at the Azteca in World Cup qualifying, played in Gold Cup, Nations League, and all that. So I understand that from that perspective, but we were never going to be able to create too many chances, and hopefully we don't see a midfield like that versus Panama. If anything, it really should be, I think, Gio Reyna, Tyler Adams, and either Musa de la Torre as our midfield, because talking about the wing play, Pulisic, he had his moments, pretty dangerous. Of course, the big miss was the main thing there, but he was pretty dangerous in the few moments he got the ball in good areas, but the issue is we don't see him get the ball in good areas too much. That's Berhalter ball. Pepe, really, he had a couple of decent moments in combination play. I believe it was for the chance for Pulisic, but didn't really see much of the ball. Weah, unfortunately, the card he got is going to make him out for a big qualifier against Panama, so we may see Gio Reyna, Paul Arriola, and Jordan Morris, even maybe Christian Roldan on that right wing. That's not ideal. I honestly wouldn't mind if it's Paul Arriola or something as long as Gio Reyna is playing as a 10, because we saw how Reyna was off the bench, was clearly the most influential player off that bench. Looked incredible. Acosta played a very good ball. That was his biggest moment of the match. The ball he played to Reyna, who sweated it back to Pfalk, who unfortunately missed his big chance. A lot of people have called for Pfalk to be called up, but it's clear. I think his technical ability is very poor. Just, I don't know, just like basic stuff like controlling the ball. And he struggled with in his limited minutes there. But I really think the answer probably is Jesus Ferreira who else is there? Pepe. There's really just no nines playing at a very high level other than Ferreira. I think Ferreira we may see versus Panama. If not, I think it's probably going to be Pepe. Ferreira or Pepe, but those two clearly the nines. Unfortunately, Pfalk couldn't come up in the moments where we asked him to come up with a big chance, finish a big chance. Unfortunately, did not take that moment. I think the big issue came in the later stages of the match. The subs took off Pulisic for Morris. We played a 5-back. We were clearly dominating the match. We switched to a 5-2-3 after we really were just pinning Mexico back at the end of that second half until we made that change to the 5-back, and that I don't feel like that was the best thing to do. But obviously, in hindsight, we got the point that was really big. Of course, the Panama drawing, that was a really big point. So as long as we get business done versus Panama and possibly grab a point against Costa Rica, I think Costa Rica is interesting because obviously they have an older side. I think with a healthy Timothy Way, I think we could really cause some problems against them. I really hope we get over the idea of just not winning our away matches. We have not won an away match except for the one against Honduras, which is clearly the worst team in the group at the moment. So yeah, that was unfortunate that we've been just so poor on the road, and that's the whole reason why this is all coming to the end right here, these last two matches. But yeah, I think it's just interesting, the tactics. Obviously, Berhalter ball. I don't think we just got the most out of our team. It's almost like I feel like Weah came up with creating a big chance, but it's almost like we lost Weah for a big match against Panama. If we wanted to play ugly, we've played ugly with much worse players and grabbed results, like we did in the last two matches we played at the Azteca, which were both draws. I remember watching both vividly. We were defending pretty much the whole time, especially in the build-up to the 2014 World Cup. We were defending just the whole match and held on to a draw. We could have done that. We could have honestly done that if we wanted to. I do commend it in that way Berhalter for trying to get the most out of this, trying to get those 3 points. Really, we probably should have. But I just feel like the team is not composed in a way that benefits our best players. Not having players who are comfortable on the ball around players like Giovanni Reyna, Timothy Weah, and Pulisic is not benefiting. Especially Pulisic, if he has a left back who he can really combine with a left back who has the vision, the passing ability, that left side would be incredible. That's why I almost think maybe Dest on the left could be an option in the future, cutting in to let Pulisic kind of have that pace on the wing, and then at the right back spot, if you want, have like Yedlin, just Cannon, whatever. But I just feel like we're not getting the most out of our best players at the moment, and it really just comes down to Berhalter's selection and tactics. But hopefully in the next match against Panama, we really go for it and have a team that can create in the midfield. Is that just the main issue with this 4-3-3? We aren't playing with a 10, no creativity. Musa really didn't even have the chance to make those runs from deep. He had no one to connect with at times. It was just you leave that attack on an island and you have no one to connect with them. Nothing is going to happen. That's why I just desperately we need to see Giovanni Reyna played as a 10 in this next two matches, in my opinion. We'll see. Hopefully it happens, but especially with Weah being out on the right wing, I think we might see Reyna as one of the wingers. But like I said, I really wouldn't mind sacrificing having to play Areola or like Morris or something on the wing if we have a guy like Giovanni Reyna creating in the midfield with the ability he has, and someone connecting with him along, like, Musa or Luca Del Torre, who drops back a little bit deeper, but who can also make those really good runs from deep. Obviously, that run where Reyna beat 4 or 5 Mexican players is going to be something that is remembered for a while. If we had some players making runs from him, connecting with him, that would have been nice. But again, that comes down to lots of the players who are put on the pitch. And yeah, in the end, I don't know if anyone really stood out completely. I think Adams had some really good moments defensively, but in the midfield, I think everyone was a bit poor in possession. Pulisic had good moments, but of course the miss is going to stand out. Pepe didn't really do much, like I said. Weah, I think if I had to give a man of the match, I think Timothy Weah is tracking back. He puts a lot of pressure on the defense. He had some really good moments. Getting forward obviously created a huge chance. Putting that cross in through the legs of a defender. And unfortunately, Pulisic can't put it in the back of the net. But I think my man of the match would go to Timothy Weah, I think, for the most part. Pretty solid performance, but we're missing that. Just that fine. I thought this is like not the killer instinct, but also the tactics to go with these players to get the most out of them. But again, Panama, no Reggie Cannon, it looks like, or DeAndre Yedlin. So I'm guessing Shaq Moore, maybe Eric Palmer Brown will be at the right back spot. Looking forward to that match. I'm guessing we'll probably still see the same back line. Seeing Aaron Long back is interesting over someone like John Brooks. I think Tyler Adams might have to gut it out and play every match. If not, Acosta comes in. Maybe I think Acosta might come in against versus Panama, and hopefully, that's where I just think Timothy Weah being gone is going to be huge, and obviously Pulisic. Considering his fitness issues, I'm not sure what we'll see in these last couple matches. I don't know if maybe Costa Rica is a match we'll be looking to just kind of set up shop and grab a point. Maybe that's the way to go for it. Go for the 3 points here against Panama, and then Costa Rica we try to grab a point if we still need one to shore up our the idea of getting to a World Cup, which is obviously scary for any U.S. men's national team that's been following since the 2018 World Cup qualification disaster. But with that, guys, let me know what you think. Any thoughts about the match? I feel like it was both teams just not capitalizing on many chances, and both teams could have done a lot better. I feel like we're seeing maybe both selections not at their best, and in a way, in whether it's being held back by players not having that just kind of killer instinct or tactics. And I think it's a bit of both for both in selection, a bit of both for both sides. So we'll see how we're not going to have a qualifier at the Azteca for a long time. So hope you guys enjoyed it. I certainly enjoyed it, especially watching with my Mexican girlfriend. It was a lot of fun in the household. But thank you all for tuning in. Let me know what your thoughts on this match, selection, tactics, on the next matches in this qualifying window for the U.S. men's national team. With that, thank you all for tuning in. I love you. I'll be signing out now, and I'll catch you guys later.